name's David Clarke. I'm the director of the Lakes District Museum, former councillor, not just staunchly Arrowtown. I've lived here for 35 years, including Queenstown. This is the earliest photo we have of Queenstown, 1865, taken from an early drone, or perhaps from Ben Lomond. Already we have considerable development generated by gold. Queenstown Bay is full of boats coming from Kingston. Reece Street is the centre of commerce with banks, hotels and shops, but the east side of Ballarat Street is also clearly formed. Fast forward to 1878 and the Great Flood. Icart's wall shows the high water mark. Ballarat Street is starting to become the central focus of town, with Icart's Hotel, Boyne's General Store, the Town Hall and Powell's Family Hotel, all good stone buildings that laid the foundation for the heritage buildings that we still have today. This provides a view from the opposite direction, looking out to the lake. Taken in the early 1880s, it gives us a glimpse of the ornateness of the buildings and what could have been if this had been retained. The town was wealthy and no expense was spared on their classical design, the porticos, columns and ornate fenestration. The Great Fire of 1882 devastated much of the west side of Ballarat Street. Ever wondered why this side does not have so much character? A shop owned by the owner by the name of Philip Walderman set fire to his premises to get the insurance. And it spread to the other shops on that side of the street. He got 12 years hard labour for his troubles. A beautiful Edwardian view of Ballarat Street in its summer splendour, although if you look carefully, the horse poo collector's not been on his rounds. Bloody council contractors. Verandas are being built to maximise the space and to provide a pleasant place to sip tea. The Queenstown Improvement Society and other amenity groups were actively lobbying the government to promote tourism. No traffic lights in this view and minimal infrastructure, but still a familiar view today, circa 1920, and Queenstown is a neat and tidy town, and Ballarat Street is the central focus. Tourism is the summer economy. In this photo we see the courthouse, council chambers, Ballarat Street Bridge, the White Star Hotel, the post office and the Presbyterian Church. Late 1920s, early 1930s, both the car and electricity have arrived. Curbon channelling is in place, but Ballarat Street is still a dirt road. Wilding pines are spreading across Queenstown Hill. Queenstown was on a roll. There were probably people lamenting the rapid changes. Where's all this development going to lead us, they'd be saying. We need a town centre study. 1948, another flood. Ballarat Street has been properly formed to the north and the first of the commercial signage has arrived, something that blights the town to this day. Victorian facades are being altered. Coronet Peak has just opened and there are new air and road links. Queenstown is about to begin its year-round tourist destination. Another view of Ballarat Street circa 1950 with the lovely Presbyterian Church on the corner, replaced by 70s, 80s yuck. Car parking on both sides of the road was achievable. Queenstown was still a small working town with a church, garage, butcher shop, grocery shop and the pub and the odd souvenir shop. Halcyon days. Ballarat Street traffic was out of control by 1970 and the Ministry of Works architect and planner promoted the idea of a mall. Enough councillors supported what was quite a radical idea and it became a reality. In 1971 the asphalt was put down at a cost of $3,700, $41,000 in today's values, no resource consents or consultants fees required. The new mall looking very raw, but great things began to happen. It was a place to congregate and sit and watch the passing parade. Interesting cafes and shops and businesses began to set up. The Trading Post, Cherry Modes, designer clothes. The owners lobbied for 7-day trading and got it. Visitors from Dunedin and Invercargill came up for the weekend. The piece de resistance was the wooden water wheel, manhandled into place by Jim Grant, Hilton Hensman and Warren Cooper. It came from Dipton and now resides at the Novotel Gardens Hotel. A view down to the lake from the mall has now been obscured to some degree by trees, but the trade-off is the softening and the seasonal changes the trees provide. The same period, 1970s from the other end, lots of flares along here. The mall was proving to be a great success in summer and for many years was the central focus for New Year's celebrations. Albert's nightclub, Icart's were the central night focus. Itinerant traders were popping up much to the annoyance of the local restaurant owners. Another 1970s view, the White Star Hotel was burnt down on New Year's Day 1970 and remained a dusty car park for 25 years until a fantastic decision was made to turn it into a pocket park and open up Horn Creek. It nearly didn't happen. There were proposals to build over the top of it. What an asset that has become. Could it link into the mall extension proposed? Another view from Ballarat Street. The high school and primary schools were on the verge of shifting to their new locations. The sites today are tagged for community use, but but still remain underutilised, and many plans have been formulated for art gallery and performing arts spaces over the last 30 years. Any self-respecting international resort has both. The boom period of the 1980s, shot over street houses gave way to commercial development. Restricted building heights led to large flat roofs created by owners maximising their building coverage. The scale, traditional gables and amenity of the old town changed considerably in that decade, but the mall remained largely intact. In the early 2000s, trees were starting to establish, softening the space and providing shade and autumn colour. Some nice development was undertaken in the heritage buildings in this period. Restaurants are spilling out into the mall in a controlled way, with room for pedestrians to circulate, and restaurants had designated seating areas. The 2000s also, every heritage building now has a balcony, and while generally it's been done well, it has also diluted the heritage values I outlined earlier that could have been enhanced to greater effect, thanks to the late Bill Shaw for all his efforts on iCards. There is no doubt that people gravitate to heritage quarters and heritage buildings in any town or city, but still a nice ambience has been created. Circa 2014, dining and drinking has become the major focus of the mall, and tables have taken over, making pedestrian flow difficult at times. The proof of its success, however, is its popularity. People will congregate in places that provide the best amenity, but balancing success and failure of such spaces can be fraught. 2014-15, before Avanti's was upgraded, still a great place to hang out with great bones in the architecture, history and variety. Future success relies on a variety of tenancies, landscaping, good signage and the maintenance of a safe pedestrian access so it doesn't read like it's a privatised area. It's still the jewel in the crown of downtown Queenstown, and I like the idea of extending the mall or a shared space up Ballarat Street to the courthouse and linked to a gallery performing centre on Stanley Street. Thank you.